Hey there, how you doing? As always, you catch me off guard because I don't pay attention to my surroundings. At least that's what my wife says. So welcome to another almost an hour of Talk. I have a couple guests with me tonight. I have Carly and Tommy Maynard. I almost said
Majors.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I do that. So as some of you may know, we're going to jump right into this stuff. As you may know, if you read the paper today, that there's a little, it could be a very big loss for the city of New London. And as you all out there always say when you want something, oh, it's for the children. Well, let me tell you something. This man does more for the children in this city than anybody else I know. And some people on the council are turning this into a huge mountain from a molehill. And we're going to get more into this. So Carly was put on, well, what was the committee called?
Pedestrian Advisory Committee.
Now, this is a new committee.
Yeah, it was formed last September, I believe it was.
And how many members?
7. At that time, we had 7.
Now
at that time.
Didn't they just increase it to 9?
They did.
Okay, now did they do that before? You were on it. Where the hell is my phone?
That was me.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, go ahead.
You were already on this committee, so you thought.
Wait a minute. Let's
right.
get into that a little. I
Okay.
talked to some people today, quite a few people, and I was told that I was going to be on that committee. Okay, and I got a call and said I was on the committee, so I just took it for granted. I was okay.
Now, who was it that called you?
I-
You don't have to give
I-
a name.
I'm not
a
going to.
name,
It
but
was a
were
council.
they-
It was a
a
council.
counselor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll let it go at that. I'm not going to mention his name.
No, I don't. You don't.
Because he's working on this thing. But regardless, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
let's not go there quite yet.
Well, anyways, but I've already made a deal with my family, okay? And I'm not going to come back. It's that simple, okay?
Well, what if they change their mind?
Who, them?
The council. See, this is what I
Wait a
don't
minute.
understand.
I was talking to Greg Smith on the other day about that. Carl, what can I do to get you back? I said, you can't. I'm not coming back.
I know you're a man of conviction,
You know?
so
Yeah, you're darn right I am.
I know
you know?
that's one of the things I like about you.
Yeah.
You don't play around. You're
No.
a straightforward kind of guy.
And I try to be.
But it's what's happening. I see in the council is you have a certain group of people. Actually, there's 4 of them. There's Nolan, Richardson, Efren, and Marks that are trying to. Okay, I'll give it to them. They're trying to balance out all the committees and the boards. So you have an equal number of minorities as you do white people, which that in itself can lead right into a racist thing.
Okay.
It shouldn't be labeled like that. It should be like that. They should be looking for the best
Yep.
for those committees, no matter who they are.
Yep.
And I know you. I know what you've done,
Yeah.
and you've probably done a lot more than what I even know. I don't know of anybody else that's going to apply for this position that is better qualified.
Thank you.
So what's, so they got 2 more names after you were in this. And I mean, you already told you were in it. So right there and then I should have, as they say, grandfathered you right into it.
Well, I thought I was. And I'm going to go, let me just get into it if you don't mind.
No, I want you to.
Okay. What actually happened was I thought I was on the committee and I started going to the meetings, okay? And finally, I think it was in November, I was told I was not on the committee. I said, what are you talking? Of course I'm on a committee. They said, no, there was a mistake made. I said, what? Anyway, so I was told I was not on the committee. And I still kept going to the committee. Then we had snow. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I was the only guy available. And I was answering the phones, taking all the calls, the addresses, the whole thing. I think I took a total of, Jeffrey Hart, if you're watching this program, call in. I'd appreciate it very much. He's the chairman of the program. And Kathy Cole, I know she's at the Police Citizens Academy right now, so she can't, I know she's not near a phone or anything. But I mean, they're great people to work with. They truly are, and they're doing their hardest. But anyways, let me get back to where I was. So I took care of all that stuff, and for some reason I called Public Works. Dave Denoya. I got him on the phone.
Good guy.
Yeah, great guy, a fantastic guy. Next thing, he asked me what I was doing and everything, and he says, "Oh, I remember you. I was at your meeting last month." He came to he told us what to expect from the truck
Yeah.
drivers and everything, you know. So let's see what happened there. What ended up happening was he called me back like 2 days later, and he says, "Carl," I says, "Yes, sir." "Dave Denoya." "What's up, Dave?" He says, "I got 30 shovels for you." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah." He says, "The city's going to pick up the cost for 30 shovels for you." I said, "Are you kidding me?" He says, "No." I said, "When can I get them?" Come right over right now and get them." I went right over and got them, you know. I put them in my garage. They stayed in my garage probably, what is another thing, and I'm jumping ahead, but.
That's okay.
And there are important things here that I gotta get in there, because when we had that first snowstorm, the Coast Guard stepped up, they stepped up big, okay? They gave us 9 people. They volunteered to come help us. They went, you know, so we met them at the high school. We gave them a list of where to go around town. And Jerry Schreiner and myself, I got in Jerry's truck with him, and we went around doing areas, you know, in town here. And then after that, we picked up 8 individuals, city people from New London here, that are volunteer also, okay? And I'm gonna say this right now, even though I'm not on that committee, we need help. And I don't care.
I've been watching it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you know, you opened up something. I remember when you were doing the show.
yeah,
You mentioned that you guys were going to do this.
yeah,
And it just exploded.
yeah.
And that goes to show people out there and some of you counselors that there's people in our city that need help. There's seniors that need help. They can't go out and do these kind of things. And this gentleman, with others, steps forward from using their time and energy to go out there and help these people. And what are you counselors that are playing around here? What are you doing? Were any of them there with a shovel?
No, but I gotta tell you what I'll do. I don't have the snow. I don't have. By the way, I gotta give Yankee Peddler, Chad LaPlante, on State Street. Yankee Peddler and Pawn, it's called. And I just want to get to it. George Potts, former London Police Lieutenant George Potts, got together with George LaPlante from the Yankee Peddler and Pawn down on State Street, and they donated a 10 horsepower, 26-inch snow blower to the group. I mean, it's just unbelievable, okay? I mean,
This is the kind of things that happens around you.
Yeah,
You have this ability to get people to do things that they wouldn't normally do.
Thank you, thank you.
Then it was around Thanksgiving time. Seniors were supposed to get 100 turkeys.
There we go.
Carl Lee got a call from a friend saying that the food bank is only giving them 50 turkeys. So what Carl do? Hit the pavement and got those other 50 turkeys for those seniors.
You know, with all the decisions that are made at a city council meeting, nothing is ever right to the book. I mean, if things were right to the book, they'd be following the charter to the letter, which
Yeah.
they don't.
Yeah.
So, and there's exceptions to everything. There's no reason that you shouldn't have been stayed on that committee, and if they wanted to balance it out with some minorities, then, you know, put another minority in it. Increase it from 9 to 12. You need the help.
Let me get right back into it there. Okay. Now, because I'm not a member, I can't vote. I can't say. Well, as a citizen sitting there, I could say things to somebody, and they would make a motion, which I did say. We have 7 people on the committee here. Let's make it 9, so we can get a couple minorities. 'Cause I'm strictly. When I say this, I'm not kidding. I want minors on these different programs. I don't care. You know,
Yeah.
I don't give a darn who they are or what they are or any other damn thing as far as that goes. I just want help, you know, and that's all I care about, you know.
Now, another thing, as you may, I'm getting carried away with myself here. Good evening, you're on Talk.
Good evening, Talk. Yeah, I hear you have a couple of special guests on tonight.
I do.
Well, I just want to say Carly is a magnificent man.
Uh-oh.
And Tom Maynard, you know, he's not so bad. You know, being my brother, he's okay. But, Dennis, I'm glad to see you still have your show.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I know you called and left me a couple of messages, and I haven't gotten back to you. This is John, by the way.
Oh,
Oh, we know who it is.
Yeah, we know who it is.
I didn't know who it
Nobody
was.
else
You
does.
didn't know?
You didn't know?
I
Uh-huh.
know.
No.
You didn't know who it was?
Nah, I thought you were in Florida.
No, I'm back.
I know. So you still
But,
owe me, you owe me a
anyway.
show.
Anyway, I'm going to hang up and just let you guys know that you're doing one hell of a job.
Thank you, John.
All right.
No, thank
Hey,
you, Carl.
Hey, I think you should come visit us in the next 5 minutes or so.
I don't know if I can do that, though.
Oh, I love it. Oh, beautiful.
Grab a chair.
Pull a
You
chair
got a
up.
mic somewhere. All right.
That's
Smart,
fantastic.
Alec.
I like
Look in
that.
the door, I seen him standing there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I can't still get the camera.
See, you never
on.
know what's going to happen on these shows, folks.
No, that's
telling
great,
you.
man.
So, as I understand,
Yep.
this committee, they're talking about trying to set up a whole new process of getting people on the committees. But yet it's not in place. It's not written down anywhere.
Correct. It's
So-
not, it is not positively, I checked
So what are they
today.
waiting for? Oh, let me slide
I
over.
guess they're gonna have it in the next meeting, they're supposed to do it, I guess. Okay, from what I understand.
John.
So,
Yeah.
so what happens when they pick somebody, and then somebody else puts in the application? See, the point of it is, I was going to say before, is I'm on the ethics committee. I've been on all kinds of
Oh,
committees.
and I realize that,
And
yeah.
I know, and John as a counselor knows, how hard it is to get people to step forward. Now, if nobody's stepping forward, and I don't think the doors are being knocked down, trust
Believe me, they're not, but anyway.
what are they going to wait for? Just, this is not
Well,
not
it's a new,
right.
let me just say this, because it's a new committee. Maybe they don't want it to work. I'm just throwing it out there. Because that's what it seems, that's what it's starting to seem like to me. You
There's a
know,
lot of
and I, you know,
things are starting to seem like with
Yeah,
this
well,
council,
yeah.
and it's not right. I mean, folks, anybody that doesn't know Carl Lee, if you saw a resume of what this man has done in this city, and a lot of it's been for the kids, and that's what you're always screaming about, for the kids, for the kids. This man put together an Easter egg hunt down at Ocean Beach.
jeez,
They expected maybe 50 kids.
yeah.
500 kids showed up. 500.
He said,
And he still has
was
hair.
over 3 minutes.
I mean, that's not because they had nothing to do. It's because of what this man does. Halloween downtown. This man is a huge part of that. He probably was the guy that, well, I don't know if you started it, but
What happened, I'll tell you exactly
you
what
were
happened.
involved in that too, right?
Well,
The
we
man
all,
with the
no,
tan.
hold on, no, I want everybody to understand, when I work, we all work together, it's that
Yeah.
simple, okay? Anyways, what happened there was, going down, I spoke to Bob and I said, Carl, we tried it last year, it didn't work. I said, can I have a shot at it? She said, yeah. Well, we were working with Max up the high school, okay? I went up, I talked to him, I said, is it possible you can get the school to send notices out? Well, they did, and I'll tell you, yeah, all right.
Good evening, you're on Talk.
Listen, I think the city should make a new ordinance that says it's against the law for Carl Lee to retire.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with
right.
that.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Anyways, go ahead.
Good show, Dennis.
All right, thank you.
From what I understand as far as the appointments to boards and agencies and commissions, they're going to have a caucus, and then on April 9th, the administration committee will be appointing lots of positions.
Karen, you're like the most regular member of being at the city council I know. When this went down, where was Mike Tranquita on this?
I would have to look at my notes,
Yeah.
but I want to say off the top of my head, he was the one that voted to keep, to put Carl on.
Yeah.
He was. That I
Yeah.
know, yeah.
And let's see, there's.
However, when it went to council, he,
Yeah.
but in the administration committee, he
I
he
can tell you
voted.
how to vote. What?
Oh, yeah, I know how to vote. When
Oh,
It was 4-.
no, I'm talking to get it out of the committee. It went.
To get it out of the committee, it was 2-1.
Yes.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
And Nolan's on the committee.
Yep.
And Efren.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand There's, you have anything else, Karen? I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was just going to say, I know because, Senior Affairs has got a couple of open positions, and we're really working on filling them. And Nolan, because he's on Administration Committee, is really pushing to get these applications vetted and worked on, and the positions filled in all the boards and agencies. So maybe we got a chance to get some on ethics too, because we know
Well,
there's several people that have applied.
I don't know. I'm starting to believe they want the Ethics Committee to be understaffed, so we can't vote on anything.
Supposedly at this caucus, at least what's been indicated to me is that they're going to go over all of the applications, that at least the ones that have been filed in the last year or so.
What they do and say are two different things.
Yeah, well, that's very true.
I'll tell you this right now, I put my application in March
Yeah.
of 2015, okay?
Yeah.
Not this year, last year. The other guys, I know one put one in November, and I think the other guy put his in January, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why does it take so long, John? You were counselor for a while.
Why does it take so long? Why does it take so long to get on a committee?
Yeah, why does it take them so long to pick people for committees?
Well, because you got to wait. You got to have an administrative meeting.
Yeah, but
And
once you get to that point and they send
Once you get to that point, it really shouldn't take but to the next council meeting. After the administration committee goes through them and recommends the appointments of the individuals, that week or the following week, whatever the council meeting is, it gets brought before the council.
Hey.
Yeah.
And the council votes on it. But I do have to say, though, it's like Anthony Nolan has his hands full with the administration committee as far as boards and agencies. When I did it, it was very hard to get people to sign up for boards and agencies.
Yeah.
You couldn't get them to fill out applications.
So-
I know Adam Spracacci got it turned around a lot, but we still couldn't get the applications. Before you can put people on, you need applications.
But when you have applications, when you have someone that's already doing it, that was told he was on that committee, how long, what are you gonna do? You're gonna wait a year till you get like a year full of applications and then decide?
No,
Don't
no.
they decide right away? I've been on committees where I put in my application and within 2 weeks I'm on the committee.
Absolutely, depending on the committee. If there's a position open on the committee, they try to address it, or at least I tried to address it right away as soon as I got the applications. And that's pretty much how it goes. I mean, but the administration committee can't meet on them till they get the applications, and the applications got to go through the city clerk's office,
Yeah.
and then they stamp them when they were filled out and stuff. But you may have 300 applications, but you may have none of them for the shoveling committee or the ethics committee. It depends on what they apply for.
You know what, John, we've heard that there's at least 6 that have applied for Senior Affairs Commission, but somehow or other they get lost. So,
Well, I think they pick
that's
and choose.
one of the things that no one's trying to figure out.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. They obviously get lost between downstairs and the council. It's not that Anthony Nolan's not putting them out there. He's not getting them. He can't
Right,
recommend anybody if he doesn't have anybody.
correct.
But
Yeah.
like
Anyway, I'm going to hang up and let you guys talk about it. But,
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Karen.
Carl,
Yeah, have a nice night.
you keep coming around.
had I been on council,
Yeah.
I would've-
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
I would have made it a 9-member committee.
Well, it supposedly is now.
Now it is.
Now it is.
Now it is.
After that last meeting they had. Yeah, you're right. You're right, they did change it. Right.
Good evening, you're on a lot. You're on Talk Talk. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I want to say hi to everyone. I'm
Hi.
a huge supporter of Carl.
Uh-oh. Thank you.
Don't listen to your TV if that's what you're doing.
But what I want to say is the whole system is flawed because it's almost like who you know and who likes you is how it depends on whether or not you're going to get on a committee. Like Carl said, I had applied for a committee last year and never heard a word. I even called Tranquita a few times and never heard back. But then through the grapevine, I heard that I was gossiped about and talked about. So they really have to straighten everything out but I also think there's a little reverse discrimination going on. Of course, we want minorities on the committees, but you can't exclude perfectly good volunteers with a track record because they're not a minority.
True, I agree with that 100%.
You know, and it's really about who wants to help. And they should at least acknowledge all the applicants and get back to them in some fashion. And the 4 names that were mentioned, they seem to, I'm not going to bring them up again, but we all know who they are. They seem to only be looking for minorities and dismissing everyone else. And that's not the way to go either, because if the person isn't qualified or has no experience or maybe is only going to go to 1 or 2 meetings a year, that's not the best choice. And I think they need to do whatever they can to try and get Carl back. I know he's committed and he said no, but I think we can schmooze him back. We just have to find the
I'll
right
just say this,
thing.
don't hold your breath.
Carl.
Yeah, I think the committee you applied for, you were overqualified?
No, they said I couldn't be on the committee. I wanted to be on police community relations, and I couldn't be on it because my brother's a retired police officer, which is crazy. That would make me more qualified, not less.
Yeah,
But
but
whatever.
See, this
It's
is
all
what I,
politics. It all is who likes you, who doesn't like you, who knows you, who doesn't know you.
Well, I'll just say this. If there's a discrimination against me, if nothing else, is my age. I'm a senior, no matter how you look. I'm 72.
Oh, I can qualify for
Yeah,
that
but-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at
Exactly,
72, you're in better shape than
well,
some
yeah.
guys that are 22.
Can't
at
argue that.
72, you do more for this city than most people. You do more for this city than people that are
Well, I
hired to
love all
work
you
for this
guys.
city.
You do so much, and I love and respect all of you.
Thank you, hon.
And
Thanks,
I'll still
Lise.
see you around town.
Yeah.
All right,
Hope, yeah.
Have a good night, Lise.
talk to
Thank
you
you.
No,
tomorrow.
like I was just saying, you
Yeah.
do more for this city than people that are actually hired to do things for
They
this city.
get paid.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and 72 is kind of pushing it, but you probably got the spirit and you're in shape like a 52.
I'll put it to you this way. I still think I'm 18 up here.
Well, that's okay.
Down here, I'm not.
I think I'm 26 and on stage in a band, so.
Well, you
But
seen them
anyway.
when we were out doing Blake
Yeah.
pickup.
That's another thing, folks. You know, people bitch and complain about garbage on the side of the road. This man puts together a crew. He gets people 9, 10 trucks, and we're all out there picking stuff up to make our city look better. You know, Richardson says in, see if I can find it, where in the article she says that she's trying to do this to get more minorities into the committees and boards, which is fine if they step up to the plate and apply. You're not going to sit back and wait. You know, you get somebody good, you put them on the board.
That's what I was
What the
trying to
hell?
get at. I signed up in March and they, yeah, never mind. Yeah, okay.
No, I mean, she says in the article that she's looking for the best qualified.
Yeah,
Line 1.
yeah.
Okay, this is not, you probably got to be the best qualified.
If you ask me, I'll tell you.
Good evening, you're on Talk Talk.
Hey, Dennis, it's Brian. How are you today,
Hey,
my
Brian.
friend? Hey, you know what, Carl and Tom, whenever you guys are on, I always enjoy listening to you because
Thank you.
you're the
Thank you.
unsung heroes.
Oh.
And a perfect example from my own experience, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Is I work for TT20160310 and I work in the senior nutrition program. So we have been doing these evening meals at George Washington Carver and Williams Park once or twice a month and try to get the people that live there to come down and eat and, you know, socialization. And recently there was an article in the paper about citizens on patrol, and ironically they were in 202 Coleman Street doing what they do without anybody knowing about it. My point being is more and more people are coming down to take part in our evening meals and socializing more, and there's more interaction. And I asked them when I was there last week, and I'll be there next week, you know, does this have anything to do with the citizens on patrol? And more than one of them said to me, I feel so much safer now. I can move around my building, and you know, and especially for people that live like that, to have that sense of freedom now. And you know what? Nobody would know about that. and you guys deserve a lot of credit for what you do. And there's so many people I know, again, because of what I do, that want to volunteer, but they're not brave enough to say or know where to go to ask, but are willing to do whatever needs to get done. Like, you know, I umpire baseball in New London. Lots of parents wanted to work on the fields and upgrade them, and the union workers, which is part of their contract to maintain them, push back. You know, so you get into that contest and it's too bad because it could reduce the cost. It could get more people involved. The sky's the limit, and you guys are really. It's tremendous what you do, and how I don't know what the word is, but I commend you.
Thank you.
All right, I'll let you go, guys.
All right, thanks,
Thank
Brian.
you, Brian.
In that article in yesterday's paper, it was people saying, Carl's looking for a pat on the back. So I'm gonna give it to him right now. Right on TV so they can see.
Let me tell you something. I know this man, and like Brian just said, he's an unsung hero. He's not looking for no pats on the back.
Hold on, nobody had a question.
Oh, we know that.
He
Never
he was-
has.
He wanted to be on that committee.
To make it work.
Yes, exactly. Right.
That's feedback.
Oh, okay. It threw me off. You know, I can understand about trying to balance things out in the city, but you got to be very careful when you do that because you try real hard to do that and you end up swinging the pendulum too much the other way. And the results of that, there could be many results from that. You could push it to where other people are going to say, well, the hell with that. You know, I'm not going to bother. You could lose more people that want to help than you're going to gain. You know, people that volunteer for different things, and we've all been there, and we all are there, is we're doing it because we love the city. We're doing it because we want to help. You know, we get pleasure out of it, as weird as that may sound, but, you know, you wouldn't do it if you didn't like it.
Damn right.
You know,
Absolutely.
and to come around and say, well, we need more minorities in the groups because we don't have enough. Well, the reason you don't have enough is because they're not applying. Nobody's being turned away because of their race. I've never heard of anybody turned away. They might get turned away because somebody on the council doesn't like them. That happens a lot. All right. You got the phones going, Carl. Good evening. You're on Talk.
Evening, guys. How you doing?
How you doing?
How's it going?
Carl, I just want to say thanks. I know you know who this is. It's John.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure working with you on all sorts of projects in the city. I know you're not going anywhere, but I support you 100% for what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
You've got to stand your ground.
Thank you, Bob.
John, Tommy, all of us, we've always stepped up to the plate when the city needed volunteers and done something, whether it's picking up the trash, the Easter egg hunt, working on the boardwalk. I didn't see too many volunteers coming up for that.
Yep.
It was a handful of us that did that job.
In 0-degree weather when you guys were down there.
So, and I don't know, I don't know what to say with all this that's going on. I just find it interesting. Now, Dennis, I got a project, since I know you like the research stuff. Somewhere in August and September of last year, I was telling this to Carl, the day paper ran an article talking about this PAC committee coming up. And in that, besides Carl, there were 3 or 4 other individuals' names mentioned. It was around August or September. I had the article, and I can't seem to locate it. And the day paper doesn't allow you to do a search anymore to find back articles but on the computer. But they mentioned Carl as being appointed. This was when Passero was still councilor, and he was putting together the committee. They mentioned Carl and a few other individuals, and they were looking for more people to be on this committee. And at that time, they named Carl as one of the people on the committee. So that's why I find it odd they're telling him he never was on the committee.
What committee? We talking about?
The Pedestrian Advisory Committee.
Yeah.
No, I was at the council meeting when this first came up, and they had mentioned that he was on there, but it wasn't in their ideas a legal way or something.
Well, I find it amazing that all of a sudden we've got such a windfall of applicants of applying for boards or commissions, where I can attest to what John was saying earlier. Back when he was council and back in the days when I went on the took the academy class here in New London, one of the things they tried to prep you for to apply for these things, you couldn't get people to apply for boards and commissions. Yet then people would complain that the same people were serving term after term, but nobody ever stepped up to volunteer to be on any of these boards or commissions, or they went without seats being filled.
That, you know, you're right. I mean, if you're going to complain that there's not enough of a certain group of people on these committees, and those people ain't stepping up to be on the committees, what do you leave the committees vacant? That just hurts the city.
I
That doesn't
mean,
help
with the
city.
exception of finance and a few other commissions, including the charter revision, there's very few that go forward with a full board. That and the one for zoning.
And some people are on more than one committee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hold it. Yeah, I'm on the police community relations committee
Right now?
right now. Now, my term ran out last June. I filled out another application. I've already been told I'm not going to be put on there.
You're not going to be put on there?
I'm not going to be put on there.
Why?
Because he served too many terms already.
Who knows?
When is it?
Let me explain
where
something.
Is there something written about how many terms? Is there something
No.
written about how many terms you can serve?
No.
If that's the case,
Not
then
unless
Wayne
it's new.
Vendetto and Mark Christensen served on their boards or commissions for a long period of time if there were
Really?
term limitations.
Well, I got to say, thank God that Mark Christensen can still serve, even though he's been on there for a while, because if he wasn't on that agency, there's a lot of things that would probably be overlooked.
But-
Mark Christensen is on
Which
top
one
of
is
the
this?
game.
Right, but
The,
He is.
as you know from being counselor, John, that's nothing that's in there. There's nothing in as far as the appointments to boards or commissions that limit terms.
No,
If-
there's
if
not.
I'm not
Nothing.
if I'm
There's
not
nothing
mistaken-
specifying that you can't serve. As long as you're willing to step up to the plate, there's nothing preventing you from serving term after term. So to tell somebody you've served too many terms, show me where it tells me if there's only a 2-term limitation or a 3-term limitation. There's nothing written saying that for boards or board appointments.
I remember reading something about it when your term runs out, you just continue on until you're reappointed, but you're not kicked off. You just stay on it and you keep going.
And that's what I'm doing right now.
And the reason is because there's nobody to step up to take your place. I would like to see all these applicants that supposedly they have for different boards and agencies. I've been hounding them. I know Andy Lockwood has an application in for the ethics committee. There was somebody else that had an application for the ethics committee.
See, the other thing you got to watch out for too with these committees is they also aren't going to let them get stacked one way or the other, Republican or Democrat.
No, that's
so that's
written.
one thing you got to
That's
take
written.
into consideration as well.
Yes, that's true.
You know, on that line of thinking, John, that's the way the council needs to be. Then if that's the case, we need to have something in our charter that you can't have more than a simple majority representation on the council, that the other seats have to be from the other parties.
I agree. Right now, I feel like I'm being.
There
what's that?
actually is something in there as far as boards and commissions.
Boards and
where,
commissions, but nothing for the council.
Nothing
Nothing
for-
for the elected positions.
Well, no, because that's an elected position.
Right,
That's,
but
that's the citizens.
there is a way you could if you wanted to make. They're so worried about control.
I know some towns, if I'm not mistaken, and cities have it where you can't have a majority of one party on the council.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't see how that would be legal.
John's right. The only thing New London's set up for is boards and commissions can't be beyond a simple majority.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it's been a
All right,
pleasure.
thank you.
John, thanks for the call, John.
Thanks, John.
Appreciate it.
You know, I was looking at. I remember you coming to a council meeting one time when you were going to run for city council, as a
Yeah,
matter of fact,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
listed all the things you've done for the city.
That's right there.
And it just amazes me. So this is what people out there, you know, you got to step up. You are the ones that are paying these people to run our city. You're the ones that voted for these people to be up there running our city. Now, if they're trying to do something to better the city, doing what's going on here is not bettering the city. It's hurting the city. He was the chairman of New London Alcoholics Anonymous, a coach for the New London American League minor league basketball, club master for Pac-3 in New London, travel basketball team, Thunderbolts sponsored the New London PD Union, went to tournaments in Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire. He started the New London American Little League softball that is still going on today. The New London Rec Basketball League that is still going on today. Owned and operated River Breeze Deli. You ran a deli?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Montauk Avenue is the best one around.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Where? Oh.
Down in
Montauk
Montauk.
School.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Down
right.
at
To the
package
package store.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. What? Oh, another call. Okay. Good evening. You're on Talk Talk.
Good evening, gentlemen. Hi, Dennis. Oh, you're a gentleman too. I forgot.
Watch it. Watch it.
You know, New London is the only city in Connecticut that is not bound by minority party representation, either in elected officials or appointed officials. Now, to the credit of the city, many
wait,
times
McClock,
council will
repeat.
stipulate in an ordinance that a board or an agency should only have 4 Democrats or 3 Republicans, and that's a fine thing because I think that's necessary, and I sometimes wonder why we are exempted from minority party representation. But if it's good or bad, that's beside the point in this discussion. You don't have to have. Look at I think police community relations at one point was all Democrats, as I recall. But you got another old white guy here who's been kicked off of things, and I really I think what they did to Carl was a terrible thing, and the boards and agencies are in a mess right now because nobody's really paying attention to the boards and agencies the way they used to be paid attention to.
And nobody's stepping up. People don't want to take the time. I've seen people that have come on to the ethics committee, and after a few times there, they don't bother anymore.
Well, that's okay. That's one thing, but the city itself does not have anybody whose job it is to control the boards and agencies. I know the administration committee does that, but you don't have a staff member, and the city clerk doesn't do it, and the council secretary doesn't do it, and I'm not there anymore, so I don't do it, and it's just kind of floundering.
Okay, got anything else for us, Clark?
Well, no, but I listened in.
All righty, thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah.
Have a nice
Bye-bye.
night. Thank you.
Good evening, you're on Talk Talk.
Well, how you doing tonight?
Good.
Carl Lee, I got a
Yes.
question for you.
Go right ahead.
How many nails do you think you banged into the boardwalk at Ocean Beach Park
Oh, my
long before
God,
this
Chris.
baloney started?
None. He didn't bang any nails into Ocean Beach Boardwalk.
And he's actually right. We use a gun. He's right. We use a gun. The answer will be 0. Thanks, John.
All right, you got me. Wise guy. Hey, Carl,
Thanks.
let me rephrase that. How many nails do you think you fired into the, or how many holes do you think you drilled through that Pelope wood down
God,
there?
I'll
That's
just
better.
say probably a couple million, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Just
no
out of
idea.
curiosity, did you show Erica Richardson how to do it?
What do you say?
You want to show
Did you show
Richardson?
Erica Richardson? I mean, how many did she shoot into that boardwalk?
Well, I think what we should
All right,
do is,
well, let's move on. How many shovels did she take to shovel snow alongside you?
None.
None.
None of the
How many-
councilors.
And how many nights did she walk downtown with citizens on patrol, keeping downtown bright and safe?
wow. I'm going to
Carl,
tell you.
answer. How many?
Wow.
She may have went once or twice with us.
Oh,
just
well,
gonna
gee,
say.
that's great. And how many years you been doing it? Oh, wait a minute. You started that group, didn't you?
Hold it. Let me get into
Oh, my
it.
God.
I'll
Hey,
tell you exactly.
You obviously, and I know you were on the Police Community Relations Commission before I got on it, and you were on it when I got off it.
Yes. Now,
How
let
many
me.
years you served on that?
Right now,
on
I
a roll.
think it's 9 years. I think.
I bet you've served more years than she's attended meetings. And you get kicked off? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not
What they
kidding.
did to you is nothing more than extension, and I'll say it, you got boned because you didn't support Darryl Finizio. Okay? Because you got the Finizio lackeys pounding you down.
Wow.
And you look at what's going on, you don't have to be any genius to see this.
No.
And okay, so you're a big heavyweight white guy, me too. Okay, great. But New London, for those of us who've been around a long time, we've gotten beyond that. Okay, New London is about neighborhood, it's about It's about taking care of your neighbors. It isn't about whether you take care of your white neighbors or your black neighbors or your Hispanic. We take care of our neighbors here.
Yes.
And you've done a hell of a job, and I would argue probably more so than any other singular individual I know.
Thank you very much.
Because Carl Lee did nothing but deliver hard work and sweat equity into the city of New London, and we're all better for it. Make no mistake about it.
Wow.
And what these knuckleheads have done is just, in my opinion, is the epitome of ignorance, and it just sets the whole concept of working hard for your community back. It's awful what they did to Carl Lee.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
And I will tell you this, Erica Richardson ought to follow you around for a week, if she could, because she'd be tired.
Oh, I know that.
And there ought to be 10 more Carl Lees. If they could clone you, we'd be all set.
Well.
In fact, right now, I'd be okay if they cloned 7 and put them in City Hall in place of these guys. But, you ran for city council, you didn't run on their ticket, okay?
Yep.
This is political payback, but this is such a cheap, shoddy, this is such bullcrap that I want to tell you, it offends the good people in New London.
Carl, let me ask you a
I hope that Carl
question.
Lee, you'll understand this. The people in New London know you love you, man, and whatever they did, it's not between you and your friends and the citizens.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Now, it's dirty politics at its finest.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
With this going on, does it make you kind of think to yourself, well, why am I going to bother? If this man's not going to be there, why should I bother?
Well, that's an interesting point of view. But, the truth is, I know full well Carl says he's going to resign, but I also know that Carl Lee can't sit home.
I'll go get a job someplace.
Now we all know that Carl Lee can't sit home. So, I don't know what he's going to do, but Carl Lee's not going to be sitting home. I mean, if anybody knows him, that's maybe he won't be shoveling snow. Maybe he won't be doing different things, but I know if somebody called him and said they needed help on the boardwalk, he'd be down there.
Yeah, I would.
Absolutely.
Carl Lee's not going to sit home.
I know what he's going to be doing. He's getting ready to go out to his campground for the summer.
Yeah, I know. Well, I can tell you this: you won't be sitting home there
that
because
doesn't
Pat's
stop
not
him.
having none of that.
That doesn't stop him.
No, it doesn't. He comes
So,
back all the
to
time
answer
from
your
campground.
question,
Damn right.
I would say this: if they won't take the likes of Carl Lee, they certainly won't want the likes of me. Because Carl Lee is 10 times the volunteer that I ever could be, and so I can't really say that I would be interested in doing it, but I don't think what they've done to him would dissuade me, because the people they're looking at will probably be so happy that they got picked. Now you got to see if they'll actually do anything.
That's the big thing. You're right.
Talk is cheap.
How many of them
They
get out
talk
there
the
and do
talk,
what he
but
wants?
now it's time to walk the walk.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
I wonder.
who's going to pick up the slack for Carl Lee? Look, he's not the savior, and he's only one man. But he worked harder than any other one man that I know of, or one woman that I know of that's volunteered in this city.
And Reed, you're right. He's only one man, but he's one man that gets people behind him.
Yeah.
And that's what
Look,
you need.
Carl gets the job done.
That's what you need, is people behind you to get the job done, and Carl knows how
You
to
know what? Erica
get
and
it
her
done.
group are in charge now, and she's got good magnetism, and I'm sure that she'll have an army of people out there doing work just as hard as Carl Lee. What do you think?
And there's one thing about Carl Lee and other people. Other people are talkers. Carl Lee is the doer.
That's what I'm saying. Talk is cheap. Talk the talk, walk the walk. Well,
Wow.
Carl did the walking, and so far Erica's done the talking.
Yep.
And let's just
Well,
see if
it's
she's
not
got
just
people that'll
Erica.
step up to the plate and fill in for Carl Lee.
Yep.
It's not just Erica either. You had 4
Well,
people.
no, poor Efren doesn't know the difference. I don't really think that poor kid knows the difference between right and wrong anymore. I really do like him. He was a nice young man, but I've been thoroughly disappointed in his decision making on the council. I don't think he's a leader. I think he's a follower.
Definitely.
He's a nice young man. I've known him for a long time. It's difficult for me to be critical of him, but I'm not happy with his performance, and the fact that he tied for last place is evidence that there's other people that are less than thrilled with him. And that's just the way it is.
Yep.
Anthony Nolan, I don't know what he was thinking. It's hard for me, again, to say anything. Anthony Nolan is probably one of the few up there that actually does a lot of stuff, particularly for the kids in New London.
Yes,
He does.
He knows what it is to have sweat equity in the game, and he knows what it is to deliver for the people in New London. I still think his decision stinks. I think his decision may have been political, but you know what? When you sit up there, you get to do what you got to do. But you can't catch me calling Anthony Nolan lazy. Anthony Nolan's been a good volunteer for the city, and I've seen how he interacts with the public.
And he should know more
Anthony
than,
Nolan's a good guy.
he should know more than any of them what Colleen brings to the table.
Well, but politics does funny things. I
Yeah.
think we all know that.
That's true.
So for Anthony, I would say I'm just solely disappointed in his vote. Poor Efren just doesn't know the difference, and I think what Erica championed in her comments in the paper today, frankly, were offensive. So anyway, hey Carl.
Yes, sir.
To your friends and the folks in New London, don't take it personal because everybody still loves Carl Lee.
Thank you. See you later.
Don't plan on getting too cozy sitting on your butt because I ain't gonna like it.
Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate it.
I was at the council meeting when this went down, and I got the minutes from it, and what really kind of upset me was Martha Marks. She said a statement at the council meeting. She says, I believe our boards and agencies should represent the people of New London, include people of color, and be at least 50% women. It sounds great,
Getting them in.
but to me, this is a statement to get votes.
Mhm.
And I think this decision is about getting votes. I think this decision is about keeping the minorities involved for their votes.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
About Martha Marks? She's behind me 100%. I talk to her a lot, usually every day, or not every day, every couple of days, whatever. She's behind me 100%.
She is.
She is. And yes, I am an old white-haired white guy, whatever you want. And she's, I swear to God, she's right behind me all the way.
She's also the one that came out with the statements about getting rid of the old white guys on the committee.
Well, this is one guy she don't want to get rid of, the
Right
old white
now,
guy. It's fine. And I don't like using that term. To me, it's garbage.
So let me get this straight. If you have at least, John, you can help me out with this. How many votes do you need in a situation like this to put him on that committee?
You need 2 to pass it through the administration,
Which it didn't
and
pass.
then you need 4 through the council.
So you're telling me with the council we have set up now, there wasn't 4 people that said, no, this is wrong, the man needs to be on the
Correct.
committee?
You're right.
There wasn't 4.
There wasn't 4, there was 3.
Okay, so who were the 4 that voted against it? I know Richardson, Nolan, Efren. I thought Martha was the other one.
No, Vendetta.
Vendetta.
Oh, Vendetta.
Vendetta.
Venditto, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Oh, Martha, I apologize.
Oh, you should have seen the look on her face when Carl announced he was pulling his application.
I mean,
She looked like she got blindsided.
I'll tell you what this city does best. It knows how to screw itself.
wow. That's what it seems like we're doing.
Trouble.
Really. Folks out there, if you're paying attention, I appreciate all the calls, probably more calls than I can remember getting. We can't let this guy go. You need to speak up. You need to call your counselors. Call them every day. Go to the council meetings, even if it's just for this one subject, this one topic. Go. And I've seen you people come out and force on other topics. This is one of them topics. You got to go. You got to persuade these people not to be foolish. And now you're going to have to persuade them to bring the guy back.
No, you're going to have to persuade him to come back.
Yeah.
And Mama Lee.
There's where the trouble is. It ain't me.
Mama Lee.
Talk to her.
Oh.
Okay. But
Oh, she must
I
have
want
been
to.
berserk.
Well, let me tell you, she's. Oh yeah, let me tell you.
Wouldn't
But
you
that's.
Yeah.
Let me put it to you this way. I want to bring back last year. We did a protest at the city hall there. Remember axe attacks?
Yeah, I was
With
there.
the little axes my wife made with the.
With the aluminum foil and everything.
I still got the axe. I kept one for a souvenir.
Carl, I don't know. I mean, I saw this morning.
Yeah.
I wrote a statement, a comment on the day article. It just infuriated me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to my wife, and she's like, she doesn't want to hear all this stuff
Yeah.
because I never stop.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
and
yeah, I
And I
understand.
said, I can't believe how stupid this council is. Members on this council.
Mm-hmm.
They want qualified people. They say it's not about race,
Mm-hmm.
and yet the most qualified they have, they don't put them on. So what would that seem to people? How do people in New London take that? I know how a lot of them are starting to take it, and they're not liking it.
Well, and they're
And
not
that's
going to
gotta
put out their
stop.
names either. They're not putting their names out there either. I was asked. I won't tell you who asked me to come on, but come on to the police commission, because they couldn't get help back in the 8, 9, whenever I went on there, okay? I don't know when it was.
9 years ago.
Is that what it was? Anyways, I was asked to come on here. And I'll be honest with you, I enjoy doing it. But I've already been told I'm not going to be put back on there, so I'm not even going to waste my
I
time.
don't understand that. Again, you want the most qualified. This is the fairest guy I know. You can give him something to form an opinion on, and you're going to get the most honest opinion, and there's nothing that's going to sway his opinion. That's what you want, especially on the police committee.
That's not what they want. That's the whole thing. They don't want people that are going to voice their own opinions and make their own decisions. They want people that are going to go with the flow. You seen what happened to me when I was on the council?
Yeah.
If you
Can I
speak
keep
out of
talking?
turn,
No,
you
you
hit-
keep
go
going.
right
You
ahead.
keep going.
You want to say something else?
No,
I
it's
want
just 'cause-
to stay on that for a minute. One guy in particular, he's a good friend of mine. I grew up with him, Wayne Vendetto Sr. He's been on that committee, and I'm going to tell you, I sit there month after month after month, and they go to do something, and he corrects them, because he knows every rule there is out there. He's been around that long. He knows everything about the
Yes,
the
he
rules
does.
there. What's that?
And they get mad when he corrects.
Yeah, okay. And
The Police Community Relations Committee was put together through a court order years and years and years ago. And Wayne's been on it pretty much since then.
yeah,
And,
Is he the chairman?
he was.
he has been a couple times, yeah.
But then there was a thing that came before the council where we had not term limits, but you could only sit as chair for a year, and then it comes up for a revote, and you can only do 2 back-to-back one-year terms. But you did 2 terms, didn't do the third, you could do it again in the 4th term. So
All right. Sometimes on this show I just get speechless because my mind's telling me how stupid some of the things are that this city does.
Well, just look at the city here. I mean, God Almighty, I'm kind of scared of what's happening up there right now. I truly am.
I am too.
I
And
truly
you know
am,
what else
huh?
is another side effect to it? It makes you so you don't want to bother because you feel like no
That's the way
matter
I
what you
feel
do
right now.
And you say they have their own agenda, whether it's good or bad for the city, and that's what they're going to go by.
Mhm.
And that's not why we elect people.
No, you're right.
Now, these kind of decisions doesn't help a certain group in the city of New London. It hurts that group and
Yeah.
other groups.
Yeah.
They get hurt by this.
Yeah.
All right, we got like 1 minute, and I was supposed to make an announcements before the show started, but as usual, I got carried away. The lot group, not this Wednesday coming up, the one after it. I don't know what the date is. I should. I think it's March 23rd. It's the 4th Wednesday of the month. At the senior center, the lot group is going to have a soup dinner.
Yes, it is the 23rd.
All right, thank you, Voice.
Thank you.
So there's going to be about 9 or 10 different kinds of soups. There's going to be bread, salad, coffee, tea, lemonade, dessert, and it's a $10 fee for adults, $5 for children, 5 to 12, and under 12. That don't seem right. Well, there'll be flyers out for that. No, because it says $5 for children, 5 through 12, and under 12 free. I think it's under 5 is free. The mayor's going to be there. There's going to be other people there. They're going
Who's
to have
cooking?
a raffle. Everybody's making the soups and bringing them in. So, and there's some weird soups. Nothing I'll ever eat.
I recommend
Never
you try
say
whatever.
never.
I
Because
recommend
some
you
of those
try
may
whatever
taste great.
whatever
Sorry,
Eric
folks,
Barnes
we're going.
makes you
See
try.
next